Putting aside, it would be awesome if the Mavericks made it to the finals because then we're there. So who really cares? But who would you most want to? Which playoff series would you be most interested in terms of the entertainment aspect? Not like we want to see the Suns because maybe we got the best shot at beating them. I'm saying pure entertainment. Who would you want to see the Mavericks matched up against?
Oh, Mavericks. Oh. Well, for entertainment, I think it's Lakers, right? I mean, that puts you on center stage in the whole NBA. I don't see it. It's impossible for that to happen in round one.
Although, did you see, by the way, it is now set up for Lakers and the Warriors to play in the first play-in game. They asked Steph Curry, like, hey, do you think the NBA is interested in Lakers Warriors? And he just smiled and he goes, yeah.
Yeah, in a do-or-die game. I mean, it wouldn't be total death. You'd get to play the winner of Memphis and San Antonio, but to kick off the playoffs, you have a winner makes the 7 seed game. I mean, I think it wouldn't be as big, but I think it would rival what you get in Western Conference, Eastern Conference Game 7 TV ratings.
Yeah, that game would be huge. Like, I definitely hope that happens.
As long as LeBron is playing, as long as LeBron is healthy.
All right, Corey, entertainment value. Who do you want to see the Mavericks play? Or
well, I mean,
would you want to see?
Obviously, the Lakers are in that conversation. But since Mike already said it, I would say, for our fun purposes, like it's Denver, because we get to joke about Michael Porter Jr. the whole time. But I really do. I
will say this, Corey, to your point, I hope Kevin is so right on Michael Porter Jr., and that's the matchup right now, that Michael Porter Jr. is overrated, always going to be hurt, can't really do it in the clutch. I'd be like, I hope you are so right, Kevin, because if he struggles in the playoffs, I think Denver is very beatable in that first round.
But I really, like, for me, there is this thing with the Suns that I'm excited. Like, that team just excites me. Chris Paul's steadying hand on what these two young players are and can become, and what that team has kind of done. Like, nobody could have expected them to be as high as they are. I thought they would be, a top 4 team for sure. But I didn't think they would be a number 2. Obviously, the Lakers situation kind of has helped that a little bit, but that would be an exciting. I think Booker's a joy to watch play. I really do, and the fact that they do have DeAndre Ayton, a style that I still like to be able to be seen played with Chris Paul is something that I would love to watch.
It's interesting that nobody said this, but this is huge on the fan text.
Clippers.
The 469, yeah, I would love to see the Mavs beat the Clippers. From the 903, Clippers rematch. From the 817, Clippers. It's a rite of passage. And so some folks are like, you almost need to meet and defeat the Clippers to follow the time-honored tradition of struggling and advancing in the NBA playoffs.
I love this because I'm going to throw it back to you. Do you want to play the Clippers or the Nuggets? Because that is a likely matchup for the Mavericks as we sit a week away. Who would you rather play?
I still would rather play the Clippers because you know them a little better. And their roster is not the same roster as it was last year, but you know them a little better. And your roster's pretty similar, but I think you've grown, and that's the key for me.
So I would say I would rather play the Clippers.
I guess I lean towards Denver because I already know they're missing Jamal Murray, their guy who really helped out Jokic last year in the playoffs. It was when they were winning Game 7s and making it to the Western Conference Finals.
Awesome.
We know that he's out, so they won't have the other guy that you're afraid could go for 40-plus points. And I don't think Michael Porter Jr. is ready to go for 46 on you in Game 3 because he gets super hot. So I lean towards Denver because Kawhi has won multiple championships. He beat you last year. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be an entertaining series, but I guess I'm more scared of the Clippers than the Nuggets because of the injury to Murray.